welcome to our first episode of this podcast, MexCan, Young Perceptions of the World. Hello, my name is Alan, and this is...
Jamin. Hello.
Hello. Okay, so here we are to discuss our first topic, which is going to be how we met and why.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, exactly. I'm really excited to be doing this podcast, so I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is our first podcast that we're doing. We have never done anything like this before.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll enjoy it and we'll have a little perception of what we think and what we did
exactly.
together.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go with it. Well, what do you have to say first?
Well,
How did it all start?
Well, it's 2020 right now, obviously, and we met actually in 2017, 2018. So I guess,
like 3 years.
Yeah. So how it started was like this. I was going to Mexico and I was 17 years old at the time. My grandpa and I were in Jalisco and I was there for about a month and I really wanted to learn Spanish because I knew no Spanish whatsoever and I found it really difficult to understand what people were saying. And that's what led me to download this app called Tandem.
Tandem, exactly.
Yeah.
So Tandem is kind of like a language exchange app.
Yeah.
Where you can like learn or like try to practice a language that you're trying to learn with another person that is trying to learn the language you speak.
Yeah.
So in that time I was trying to practice my English and Jamin was seeking for someone to practice Spanish. Am I right?
Exactly. And that's why I say kind of like 2017 because that was in November, late November, because it was actually my 17th birthday around the time when I got the app. And that's when Alan and I first connected. Like our profiles, like you see a bunch of profiles and you can like start talking to people.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Alan and I started talking and we don't remember who messaged who first, I don't think.
No, well, I remember she messaged me first because that is how it works. You know, you get a bunch of people that you can select and chat with them. But she was the first one to hit me up, and
So
I
cool.
just responded nicely.
I remember
as any other Mexican.
Oh yeah, I remember
Yeah.
I had a profile and it was like I like Stranger Things. Let's talk about that or whatever, because I didn't know
because you could like give people or tell people what you're interested.
Yeah.
Like interests and all that stuff.
and like what languages you want to learn and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, just we talked on that app for like how many months? Like 4 months?
The thing
5
is,
months?
a long
Half
time.
a year?
I don't know. We talked on it for
It was
a long time.
right?
But like, it's important to note that when we first started talking, we didn't talk daily whatsoever. We sent a few messages here and there.
Yeah.
I knew
Yeah,
no
which is
Spanish
cool.
whatsoever, and his English was already at a really high level. So it was basically him talking in English to
Not
me.
to brag.
It is actually
Yeah.
still like that. He rarely speaks
but
to
I
me
was
in
in high
Spanish.
school as well. I was in high school and I was going through like a hard time because it was hard for me during that time. But I was also wanting to practice my English, keep up with it. But I made some time for people from other countries. In this case, Jamin, because I actually met more people. But at the end you always get to keep just a few people, not all of them there. But when you started before.
Exactly. So we talked on there for a while. Maybe I think we talked on there for 3 weeks without being really that close. I was still in Mexico. And then I think we traded Snapchat names. And I remember I was so nervous to send you my first selfie because you had already seen pictures of me. But to send an actual selfie of myself, I was so nervous. And to make matters worse was the fact that I was red. I was just burnt. And I remember in that picture I said something like how I look like a burnt lobster, and I thought that was I don't know, I thought it was
It was really interesting to me to get to meet someone from another country, in this case Canada, with just another kind of culture, and they have like different habits and different ways of living life. But at the time I met her, she was in Mexico on vacation with her grandpa.
Yeah, it was really weird, actually.
It was awesome because she was in a place that I had been before, so that was another connection that we had at the moment.
Yeah.
This place was...
Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, that's another thing. She speaks Spanish as well, so...
Well, now I do, trying, but at the time, no. I was like your typical gringa.
Like
I was like, gracias, por favor, like I knew no Spanish whatsoever. Like, ¿dónde está el baño? But like, like gringa accent, everything. But throughout these 2 years, we've been talking, and obviously our relationship has gotten a lot closer than just sending a few messages here and there. We talk daily now, and I learned Spanish, and his English is just even more like perfect than what it was when I first met him, and we've learned a lot from each other. So yeah, it's been really amazing.
That's true.
Yeah, it was.
I got to learn a lot from her, seriously, not only in the aspect of cultural stuff, but things related to education, because she's studying like something related to English right now. She will tell you later.
Yeah.
And I'm doing I like doing math and science and those kind of stuff. So we have like different views of life, and we like to share those kind of thoughts that we have. And I get to learn a lot from her. So
thank you.
Cool.
It's clear how much I love you. I love you so much, and we've learned so much from each other, and you've taught me so many things. And actually, once we started talking for a long time, so we met virtually online in November of 2017. And it wasn't until 2018 that I started telling my family about Alan, and how everyone's like, well, that could be like a creepy old man. Like, you don't know how old
that was another hard part.
Yeah, exactly.
To get to tell to the family that you're actually knowing someone on the internet.
Because that's
nowadays,
like,
I think it's something
it's a more common, But like for my parents, they weren't like used to that at all, and they were like okay with it. They're like, yeah, okay. And I remember the very first time that I ever mentioned that I was interested in meeting Alan in person, my mom was like, that ain't gonna happen. No. Because at the time, I was 17 at the time, because I had just had my 17th birthday when you and I first started talking. So I was 17 years old. I was in my last year of high school, and I wanted to go see Alan in July. And at this point, it was like February. Like, my whole family knew about you. I talked to you all the time. We were talking on WhatsApp, and we video called. We texted each other daily, and it was just it was pretty nice.
We got to know each other like virtually only. But then it happened what we both wanted to happen, which was meeting each other in person. But before going to that part, I think we need to make clear the reason why we met. Well, we already mentioned it, but it's because we wanted to practice our languages, But she wanted to practice Spanish, and I wanted to practice English. But I was trying to find someone besides my friends in school, because at the time I remember I was in high school, and I was like, well, I would like to have more friends. I need to find another way of meeting more people with the interests that I have. Mm-hmm. And well, in my case it was English, so I was trying to find people who really like English at that time. And well, luckily I got to find that app on the Play Store, and I downloaded it, and just started meeting people. And I guess that's the reason why I ended up meeting you.
Yeah, and what's funny is I even remember what your profile was, your profile picture, because you can have like a little circular picture on the app. At least that's how it was like 2 or almost 3 years ago when you and I first started talking on there. You have a tiny little picture, and I remember yours. You were sitting on like a wall, kind of like maybe not a brick wall, but like a rock wall. And I think you were actually in Querétaro in that photo. And I remember I was like, okay, he looks nice. let's talk. And I remember talking to you, and I was like, oh my gosh, this kid speaks such good English. I was impressed. And you know me, I had to like Google Translate everything, which is not very reliable because I knew no Spanish, you know, at the time. And he was the one that really like if he didn't speak English as well as he did, we never would have really kept communicating, and we wouldn't have gotten to the point that we are right now. So close, like, you know, it's amazing. Every little thing had to happen in order for us to meet, and I'm so glad we did, obviously, because it's amazing. And now, you know, we're doing a podcast together, so it's really cool.
Yeah, it's been a great journey, to be honest. And then, well, we got to meet each other.
Yes.
Try to guess who was the first one to go to the country of the other.
Yes, I guess we should clarify. I'm from Western Canada, and, you know, Alan is obviously from Mexico, and I had been working a part-time job in my last year of high school. I was working at a clothing store, so I had some money saved up, and I decided to buy myself a plane ticket and go to see Alan for the first time.
You know, adult stuff, just buying yourself a plane ticket.
Well, of course I talked to my parents about it, and of course they weren't fond of the idea because a 17-year-old girl who didn't really speak Spanish, going by herself, to another country, you know, meeting someone for the first time online, and they were not cool with it at first, but, you know, the thing is, my mom, she knew Alan, and at that point, it was clear that this person who I had spent so many months talking to, like, it was clear that he was a real person. Like, we video called all the time. Like, we video called every day. Like, it was clear, you know? And we knew each other so well, like, you know, it was amazing. And so I talked to my mom about it, and she said, okay, you can go. And at first, my dad or my grandpa was gonna go with me, but that didn't end up working out because of like ticket prices and, you know, time off work and everything. So I convinced my parents to let me go by myself, and I ended up going to see Alan for the first time, and it was absolutely amazing. I spent 17 days there with him and his family.
We had a really good time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was my responsibility to show her my country and to just like give her the best like picture of our country, you know. We had like a lot of fun. We went to a few states in the south. We had a lot of fun.
It was amazing.
We went to the beach. And
we went to Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum. It was amazing.
Tulum.
Yeah.
It was a place we went to. Tulum.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was really nice. It was like high quality stuff, you know.
Okay, well, first of all, it was like romantic, and it was like a dream come true. I know. We took pictures all the time, and it was just amazing getting to see this person in person for the first time, you know, because I had only seen him on video calls, he had only seen me on video calls, so getting to meet someone in person, you know, after you spent from November 2017 all the way until July 2018, those are how many months we spent talking and everything, and I was just so happy. I just was like crying when I seen him because I was in the airport and
it was
I was like,
experience.
I was crying on the plane because when I was looking out of the window, I was like, this is his city. He's in this city, and it was amazing.
And well, she got to try Mexican food. I think that's something she really loves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, definitely.
Tell us about it.
No, but okay, it was amazing because it's important to remember that like I had already gone to Mexico maybe like 3 or 4 times prior to going and staying with Alan's family. But let me tell you, there's such a difference in going with like your grandpa to Mexico than actually staying with a real Mexican family, because you know, you usually stay in more touristy areas with, your family when you're on vacation. But going with an actual family in a city that isn't exactly known for being a tourist city is just an unbelievable experience. And I was always like this, like looking out of the window with like big eyes, and I was taking pictures of everything, and it was absolutely amazing.
She was pretty amazed with all the stuff that we got here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try to just like give her the best experience here. She got to try a lot of food.
I did.
Some of them, like, she was like too weirded out to eat it, but she ended up eating it, like just like chicken feet. You know, we usually like eat we boil chicken and make a soup out of it. But we have the all sort of parts of chicken, such as like legs and chicken feet, and she was so weirded out that she.
Well, I don't want to come off as like rude to any like difference in culture.
I don't even like, so.
Plus, I'm not really used to eating like lots of meat. Like
yeah.
I don't know, like with my family, we don't normally eat like that. That kind of meat. Like
there's a huge difference between food from Canada and Mexico. I consider Mexican food like way too greasy. I hate it sometimes because it is too greasy. I cannot stand it. Sometimes I would like just to have Canadian food instead.
Not all the Canadian
it's more
food
natural
is
sometimes.
Yeah, well, it's good and bad. Like the thing with Canadian food is that really, what is Canadian food? We have poutines, and that's like basically it, you know.
Poutine, come on.
No, for real, we don't have anything.
Explain us. You gotta explain us what poutine is.
Okay, yes. So for all the non-Canadians and Alan out there, poutine is it's a Canadian thing. It's fries, like French fries, with gravy on it, and it has cheese on it, and it should be like cheese curds, which cheese curds are like little blocks of cheese, and it melts on the fries, and you can eat it, and some restaurants have it where it has even like taco poutine. Like it's crazy. Like it's like, we don't have anything in Canada, so like when people are like Canada has no culture, we're like, we have poutines. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
That's all we have.
Well, the good thing is that after she came to visit me, I had the opportunity to go to Canada, and that was one of the things that that really impressed me a lot during my time in Canada. You would see a lot of poutine stuff in the airport, and all those fast food restaurants, they would have poutine, and even fast food restaurants that we have here in Mexico, they don't have that stuff here. They do have that in Canada, so that was like really awesome to me.
And
I really enjoyed it.
And one thing you loved was Tim Hortons. Like Tim Hortons is like a Canadian
Tim
staple.
Hortons,
he loves it.
That is the greatest coffee shop I've ever been to. Seriously, no Starbucks or all that kind of stuff. I mean, I really love coffee. People that know me, they know that I love coffee a lot, and I respect like organic coffee and natural coffee. But Tim Hortons, being a franchise, it's really good. We have Tim Hortons here in Mexico, but unfortunately, it's not here in the south. It's up north. Didn't have the chance to go there, but I was in Canada, and I did get to try Tim Hortons, like the original version, and it was great. I love it.
I remember when you were...
coffee.
Yeah, he loves it. I mean, some people say that Tim Hortons coffee isn't the best, but to Alan, he loves it. Like
when I tried it, dark roast, seriously, the best.
And I remember you texted me. This was like in December of 2018. Alan came to Canada for the first time to see me and my family in Canada. Also an incredibly amazing experience. And I remember he texted me in the airport, and he was like, I'm eating something like a bagel, and he's like, it has bacon, egg, and lettuce, and I'm like,
bagel.
Man, that stuff's good.
I was in Toronto, and then I saw Tim Hortons, and I couldn't wait just to go there and grab something from that coffee shop. I was actually just waiting for Jamin to show me around, but I was like, no, cannot waste time. I have Tim Hortons in front of me. I gotta go get my Americano and just a quick breakfast that I could. Mm-hmm. But I remember that I did not have Americano at that time because I don't know what happened that day, but they did not have Americano.
I don't know.
So I only got the bagel thing.
Yeah, you got
but it was really good.
Yeah, that was an amazing experience too, because I went to see his family, and I stayed there for 17 days in July of 2018, as previously mentioned. And then, unfortunately, I had to go back to Canada, and I was a wreck. I cried and cried and cried, you know, and I missed him so much. But yeah, we waited until the next time that we could see each other, which was when Alan's parents surprised both of us, and they got him a plane ticket to come to Canada and spend Christmas with my family. So Alan spent Christmas of 2018 with my family, and it was amazing. You know, my grandma made him something called, well, she didn't make it, she always makes it for Christmas. It's our little family tradition. She makes something called like a tourtière, and it's a French dish, and I always talked about it because it's something like really special. It's a French dish that my grandma always makes, and yeah, Alan tried it, and it was just amazing getting him to try all of these things. Really good. And also
it was a different way of celebrating Christmas.
Yeah.
I was not with my family. I was with another family. I was with this beautiful woman here, but I really enjoyed it because it was another way of living Christmas. And yeah, the food and just the people around you. I remember we played that Chinese thing.
Yeah, we call it Chinese New Year's. Chinese draw.
Like
sorry, Chinese draw. Yeah, and it's like you get a number and you have to like go in order. Yeah, it was a whole like ordeal, and it was all new to Alan. And this stuff was like stuff we do every year, but seeing kind of like a fresh perspective on it really made me appreciate it, and I appreciated him so much. And of course, I was so grateful that he could come because his parents kept it as a surprise to both of us. We didn't know that he was going to come to Canada. And yeah.
Did not know at all.
Yeah.
Though, I think we need to mention that failure of mine.
What?
Well, failure of both. When I tried to go to Canada for the first time.
Oh, is that like a story for another day, or is that for today? Because that is a story that made me an emotional wreck. Ugh.
It was the worst day ever.
That was one of my saddest moments. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was you and I in Houston, then boom. We had to separate each other.
It was terrible. Yeah, that's why I have bad feelings about Houston. Like Houston is like the place where I had to say goodbye to you, and I was just like, I guess we should clarify what happened. So like in July, when I was spending those 17 days with Alan and his family, and I love his family so much, and his sister, they're like my other family. We had been planning for Alan to come and spend, I think, was it like a week and a half or something like that in Canada. Yeah. So I flew to his city, and we were going to fly from his city back to my city. But of course, you need to have a layover in the United States because we both live in small towns that don't really have good international airports. So we had to stop in Houston. And like we already had his ticket planned. Like we knew when I bought my ticket, we got Alan's ticket because my family wanted to meet Alan too. They're like, okay, if you're gonna meet this boy, we need to meet him too. So that's what was gonna happen. But I guess you can tell the people what happened afterwards when we got on the airplane.
I guess I should clarify. Well, some people must know this already, but if you want to go to Canada from Mexico, you need to have a ETA. I think it stands for Electronic Travel Admission.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. And I did not have that at the time.
And like we were like, okay, like Alan's parents, my parents were like, okay, Alan doesn't need a visa. We're good, you know. Like we looked and we did our research, but I don't know how. For all of us, the whole ETA thing slipped all like over our heads, like went over our heads. Like we did not realize you needed that. And the kicker is that it was literally like $7 to buy.
$7.
Mm-hmm. So we got to Houston, and you can tell what happened because I'm gonna cry.
He was right at the Delta kiosk where at the flight desk thingy, and the lady was. She says something like your ETA or something like that.
Yeah, like where is it?
But I did not have that. I was like, what the heck is that? And then she gave me a website where I could get it like pretty soon. But No, we just got ripped off, I think.
We did. So, okay, he needed this ETA in order to board the plane in Houston to go to Saskatoon from there, because that was the airport where we were going to go to. Yeah. But unfortunately, he didn't have that thing, as he mentioned, and we did not know this, and the plane was like gonna leave in less than an hour, and we're like, oh my gosh, and I was crying, and we're like, what can we do? And she's like, well, you can try. The lady was like, you can try to get this ETA, but it sometimes takes like 48 hours to get, and she's like, you can try though. So we went on like this website, and like obviously neither of us are American, so we don't have like a phone that works in the United States, so we're using like we're using
my
airport Wi-Fi.
Had to hook my phone up with the signal in the United States.
Yeah, it was just a mess, crazy. And we were trying to Google like ETA application form, and of course we
ETA application.
I don't know what it is, like, you know.
The first one we saw was
the first one we saw, yeah, and of course it was like the scam one that charged us over $100 US, but we were freaking out that we didn't even have time to research it, so we tried to fill it in, and I was just praying, and I was like, come on, please get the confirmation, he needs this, and we were leaving in an hour, and well, needless to say, he didn't get the confirmation because it was on a sketchy site and we only had an hour before we needed to go. So, yep.
I had to stay a night in Houston on my own. My parents had to find me a room where I could stay in Houston that day. And the next day I just flew back to Mexico.
It was one of the worst moments
ever.
But
after that, I was well prepared.
Yeah.
Got my ETA.
Yeah.
And just ready to go to Canada.
Yeah, because Alan, I'm actually a few months older than Alan, and I graduated I graduated 1 year ahead of him. So I was already in like my first year of university, and Alan had to, we found out that Alan was going to be able to come to Canada at Christmas, but it was hard for us to know when we would see each other again because we had to say goodbye in Houston so unexpectedly. I was crying and I was like, I love you, I miss you, like I'm going to miss you so much, and I was just freaking out, and on that plane ride home, I cried like for 12 hours or something like that. I cried non-stop. And I had to, it was terrible. It was, anyway, bad. It was. When he came at Christmas, which was a surprise, his parents had to work out a time that would allow him to come from school and everything. So he stayed with my family and I was already out of my classes because I'm in we're both in university now, but at the time I was in my first year of university, so I had a lot of December off. So yeah, he stayed with me, and it was just amazing. But it was like things are finally starting to go, the way we planned.
And it's been working out like pretty well.
Yeah.
Since then.
Yeah.
Because I had to move out because of my university, and she came visit me again, and we got to know more places together on our own. Because at the beginning, my parents, your parents, but now we're just kind of like more free.
Yeah, well, we're getting older, so
just like go around together,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we do more like a lot of stuff together now.
Yeah, in another podcast we can talk about like the next few meetups we had, because actually they get even more exciting from there because of all, like, as Alan was saying, like we got to explore more of Mexico by ourselves, and I mean, exploring it with Alan's family was an absolute dream. Like, I love Alan's family so much, and I miss them so much. Like, his parents, his sister, his grandma, and his cousin. Like, I love them so much, and, it's really just a blessing having them in my life because it feels it feels like we're all, like, connected, and my family loves Alan, and
Cheesy time.
Cheesy, yeah. Muy cursi. No, but, it's...
All right.
Yeah. But I guess it's...
Well, that's like the most, like, really things that we can say about what about us,
Well, that's like 3 years, almost 3 years of knowing each other summed up in like half an hour. So obviously there's so much more to say, so many more details, but we just wanted to give an initial like idea of who we are and how we met and why we are making a podcast.
Ourselves.
Exactly. So Yeah.
Alright, so well, this is our it's gonna be like our first program we're gonna do. This is our first episode, and next episodes are gonna be discussions, arguments, fights.
Ooh, we're good at those.
Yeah. No, we're gonna be like choosing different topics just to talk about and discuss.
Yeah.
It's something that we have always done together, just to discuss topics.
Exactly.
And we always see different perspectives and views that we have, and sometimes we don't have like an agreement of the stuff that we see, but other times we do.
Yeah. Exactly.
But those are the kind of things that we wanna share with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can like. Well, tell us if you have any topics of your interests and that we can like discuss, and any questions that you have.
Yeah, we would love to get some ideas. Like every podcast we're wanting to like, like have a topic and we're going to talk about it because I'm a girl, Alan's a boy, I'm from Canada, Alan's from Mexico, I'm studying English, Alan's studying engineering. So, it's like we have so many things like we can talk about, and yeah, we're just really excited for it all. So we really appreciate you taking the time to listen to us, and stay tuned for more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can have this content and you'll have it on Spotify for podcast, as a podcast, and you'll find it on YouTube as well, as video.
Yeah.
Where you can see us a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And yeah, well, you have like options.
Yes, exactly.
All right, well, I guess like we should say thank you.
Yeah.
Audience to be
thank
there.
You.
Hearing our story.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you so much, and well, just stay there, wait for the second episode. Gonna be there.